Syria is entering a new chapter, one that is both hopeful and painful. After years of brutal dictatorship under Bashar al-Assad, the country is now grappling with a future without him, but the scars of his rule are everywhere. Rebel leaders who ousted Assad have suspended both the country's parliament and constitution for the next 3 months. Their justification? It's a necessary step to ensure a smooth transition of power. But they also assure the Syrian people that the country's rich diversity, its religions, cultures, and ways of life, will not be at risk during this change. While these assurances may bring a sense of relief, the reality on the ground is far from easy. Syrians continue to scour hospitals and prisons, searching for news of loved ones who vanished during Assad's reign. Their pain is unimaginable as they try to piece together fragments of a life they once knew. The bodies of the dead are arriving in morgues, victims of a regime that ruled through fear and violence. The families of the missing are left with nothing but the haunting task of identifying the dead, holding on to a thread of hope that they might still find someone alive among the lifeless. At the morgue, the sight is grim. The bodies are often unrecognizable, disfigured by years of torture, starvation, or brutal beatings. For these families, the loss is not just a matter of grief. It is a desperate search for closure, for any piece of their loved ones to hold on to. Some bring tissue samples for DNA tests, hoping for confirmation of what they fear most. For others, the simple act of finding a body is the only way to make sense of the years of uncertainty. The walls of the morgue are covered with photographs of the dead, a chilling reminder of the human cost of Assad's regime. Each face is a story, of a father, a son, a brother who disappeared without a trace. The names are all there, with dates and places, but the lives behind them are gone. For these families, it is not just about finding the bodies, it is about understanding what happened, why their loved ones were taken, and what will be done to ensure it never happens again. But as Syria tries to move forward, the question remains, how do you rebuild a country that has been shattered by years of violence? Assad's palace, perched high above Damascus, stands as a symbol of his arrogance and cruelty. It was built to be a fortress, an image of power and control, but now it represents a regime that has broken Syria beyond repair. Can this fractured nation ever be healed? The transition of power is delicate, with many armed groups eager to claim their stake in the new Syria. There are doubts about whether the rebels, who fought to oust Assad, can truly bring stability to a country so deeply divided. The leader of one rebel group, HTS, has reassured religious minorities that they will be free to practice their faith without fear. But reports from the field suggest that the situation on the ground is more complicated. Female judges in some regions are being told to wear headscarves in court, a move that has sparked resistance from those who fear it could limit their freedoms. At the same time, Syria faces external pressures from neighbors like Israel and Turkey, whose involvement in the region could further complicate the delicate balance the country is trying to achieve. And yet, despite the uncertainty, the people of Syria are holding on to hope. For the first time in years, they have a chance to rebuild their country, to free themselves from the grip of fear that has defined their lives for so long. One such story is that of Travis Timmerman, an American who had been missing in Syria for months, presumed to be another victim of Assad's regime. After being released by rebel forces, he was found wandering the streets of Damascus. Timmerman's story is just one of many, a glimpse into the darkness of Assad's prison system, where countless others have suffered in silence. The fact that he was found alive is a small victory in the midst of so much pain, a sign that perhaps the new Syria will be different, that there is still hope for the future. As the dust settles and the reality of a post-Assad Syria begins to take shape, one thing is clear. The road ahead will be long and difficult. The country is broken, but the desire for justice and peace is strong. Syrians will continue to search for answers, for the truth about what happened to their loved ones, and for a new future that is free from fear. The journey may be hard, but the possibility of a better Syria is worth fighting for. If you want to stay informed about Syria's journey, to hear the voices of those who are bravely speaking out, and to be part of this story, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.